Missing persons case that is 3 years old may be wrapped up after a surprise confession.
Allie Martin has more on the cold case from Monroe County and the life-changing encounter that prompted the suspect to come forward.
Monroe-County-Sheriff-Kevin-Crook has been in law enforcement more than 20 years now, and he's seen an awful lot. But Tuesday was a first.
James Eric Crisp walked into my office of his own free will and confessed to have killing Mr. Taylor.
48 hours later, 37-year-old James Eric Crisp was being led into Monroe-County-Justice-Court for a bond hearing on one count of manslaughter for the death of 48-year-old Roger-Loyd-Taylor of Sulligent, Alabama. According to the sheriff, Crisp said he killed Taylor on March 10, 2019, and disposed of the victim's body. Taylor's truck was discovered on Blair Cemetery Road in Monroe County a couple of days after he was reported missing. Searches since then have turned up no evidence, and the case went cold until this week. Crisp has prior arrest for drug-related charges, but during his time as a resident at a Christian discipleship program called God's House of Hope, the sheriff says Crisp had a life-changing encounter.
By his own testimony, he got saved 3 years ago. He's been in a recovery center. He graduated, completed that program. We actually sent him there from Monroe County Jail. He is now a teacher and preacher in that program.
Crisp spoke of his dramatic life change to WCBI's Stephen Pimpo in August of 2021 for a story on people who overcome drug addictions. Several members of the God's House of Hope ministry team spoke during the bond hearing, vouching for the dramatic change they've seen in the former drug addict who recently regained custody of his 2 children.
You know, we know that God is a just God and He forgives, but we also have to take action for our responsibilities. So today we just ask that God has mercy, whatever that looks like, whatever the steps is that we need to take for, for Eric to walk through this.
It's a lot of, I guess, emotions wrapped up in this because, I mean, as a believer myself, I hate it for the guy. In the physical realm, he has to deal with the choices that he made, but in the spiritual side of it, you're excited for the freedom that he's, found in doing this, and then you hope that there's healing for the family through this process as well.
The sheriff says Taylor's family has been notified about the latest developments in the case, and he says while they're glad the case appears to be solved, it's still tough news to take. In the meantime, Crisp is being held on the $150,000 bond at the Monroe County Jail. In Amory, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Sheriff Crook said the investigation is ongoing, and he did not rule out the possibility of more arrests. Taylor's remains have not been located.